he had a dog. What kind of dog did you have?
Bulldog.
A bulldog. And he asked you to dog sit for him, and that you put the bulldog in your car, and the bulldog ripped your upholstery.
Yes, so I put a blanket down over the upholstery. The dog chewed up the entire blanket, chewed up the upholstery of my brand new car.
So you're holding him accountable for the $400 for the repair the upholstery of your car. Whereas you said that yes, she wants to dog sit, but the dog was kept in the plaintiff's car all day.
Yes, she brought the dog to work. And I guess he wasn't behaving in the office, and so she put him in the car while she went to a meeting.
Is that true?
No. This
Well, tell me about-
happened during the trip from Portland, where he lived at the time, to Beaverton, where I lived at the time.
All right, I'm going to pass this now to Judge Acker. I'm sure she'll be able to get to the bottom of it along with Judge DeBank.
You're suing to get compensated for a trip, which frankly, as I look at your complaint, I don't see how you could have had any reasonable expectation of being repaid. I mean, I'm going to walk through your own allegations, and I'll give you a chance to answer my concerns. When we started dating, he said he'd take me on a trip for my birthday. He wasn't working, but he asked me to front some money. I'm going to take you on a trip for your birthday. I don't have a job. I'd like you to pay for it.
So he was working at the time that the trip got planned. He lost a job in May. So the trip was planned.
Well, you fronted him the money before you went on the trip, because that's what you told me in your complaint. Then you accuse him of using a credit card without your knowledge, which I think is a little bit misleading, because you gave him the credit card. It's like, here, Judge Domingo, here's my pin. You've got my pin. Like, that's what you did with that. It makes me distrust the basis of your complaint. So I'm going to go to the biggest ticket item, which is the trip. I want you to show me why I should think that you had any reasonable expectation of getting your money back, because I don't think that expectation is reasonable.
So he still stayed in California. So the charges that I'm seeking are the charges that he agreed to pay for, the debt that he
Show me where he agreed to pay for them, because he knew he had no job.
So I have several text messages where he agrees that he owes the $1,500.
That's good evidence. Am I going to see in these text messages that you agreed to pay for the part of the trip that you did participate in, the California part?
Yeah.
You did. And how much was that?
May I offer the check that he gave me for the $1,500?
For what purpose are you offering that?
So he acknowledged that he owed the debt in those messages. He left a check on my car for the $1,500 that he owed, and went to the bank to cash it, and the folks at Wells Fargo let me know that he didn't have enough money in it.
Are you kidding me? Why did you say that? That is the best. That's the best. You should have started. Here's a heads up. Heads up. This is the best piece of evidence you have. You wrote her a bad check?
I canceled the check, yes.
So why'd you write it?
I was trying to mend the relationship with that.
Judge Domingo?
You know, you wrote it knowing you were canceling it, and that's consistent with your text messages. She's indicating that you called her awful names, damaged her property intentionally, and you don't deny them in the messages. You have an excuse for them. So I'm troubled by that. But the $1,500 to me is, I think, pretty clear at this point. But let's go to some other things. The second incident is the dog in the car. So you took a dog on to watch. I mean, what were you expecting?
I wasn't expecting him to chew up the upholstery in my new car.
He's a dog, and he's in the car, and you're not in the car with him, even if it's 10 minutes. You know, they're like bad kids. They're like, oh, she's gone? And the other problem is couples break up, and then all of a sudden everything that ever went on in the relationship needs to be replenished. I love this. When I moved out, she kept an engagement ring that I had purchased.